We completed about a select statement, how we are going to choosing required data from tables, and we had practice about concepts and or operators. Okay, and tomorrow there will be no class. Today we are going to be cover the concepts called select. Again we are going to be use for select, and after this select, we are going to be writing some more queries for understanding select how we are going to work. After that, we are going to work on predefined functions. Okay. Again, I'm taking employee table, select from employee. The query, this is means select star from employee means all the records, all the columns I'm extracting now. But my query, I'm going to be write a query for requirement is like this. And I required employee number more than 7788. Who are having employee number more than 7788. How we are going to write? Select star from EMP. Where is the condition? I'm going to check how I'm going to take employee number. My condition is employee number more than 7788. Right? See, these conditions is going to be identified. 7788 is more than that 78. Whatever numbers are there more than 7788, we are going to extract those information. This is about the way of greater than, less than we can use. We can go for less than means 7788. Who is having employee number less than 7788? Okay. And date condition also. We have here higher date. I want to get information about one more query I'm going to write based on higher date. Higher date is nothing but when he joined in this organization. Okay. This higher date, who joined in 1981. I want to display who were joined in 1981, the year 1981. How we are going to choose that one, and we'll see. Select from EMP where employee, here high date I'm going to check. High date is a column, and the condition yesterday I skipped one concept. Between is operator, I told you, right? Between, from where and all. See, I want to know who were joined in the year of 1981, right? See here, from 01 January 1981, sorry, 81, and 31st. In between these two dates, any person is joined means I require those employees information. 31st December 1981. Got it my point here? Here I'm extracting data who were joined in 1981 year. See, these many members were joined in 1981. And same way, the people will ask who were not joined 1981 means we can go with here not. The remaining members we are getting, right. This person is joined 1980. Another two guys are joined in 1987. One person is joined 1982. See, the way of writing query, you should understand first requirement, the which column I need to take as a condition, and after that, which query is going to be writing from where I'm going to be extracting the data. And the third one, what are the columns I require? The person is asking only name. In this case, no need to write a star. We'll go with employee name. So now I require only names of who were not joined in 1981 year. So these are the names I'm going to be extract. The way of asking the question itself, it's going to be explained 70% of requirement. If you understand properly, if you're having knowledge on operators and writing conditions, that's more than enough to extract the data from databases. Okay, this is what I'm trying to say. And okay, one question will come, select star from EMP. One more query we'll practice. Here, salary. Who is having salary 3,000 or more than 3,000? Again, same. query only. EMP, where my requirement is who is having more than 5,000, sorry, 3,000 salary. Who is having more than 3,000 salaries condition I'm going to take, and more than 3,000 salary. Who is having means this condition is satisfied, then only those records will come into the picture, right? The same thing. There are two members. One is Ayu, one more member is King. King is having 5,000 and another person is having 6,000. So more than 3,000 is having only two members. Okay, this is the way you should understand. Writing query is very simple if you understand what they're asking. Okay, and next concept I'm going to, any queries on yesterday's class till now we practiced. Any questions on this? Guys, any questions? I'm going to start one more new concept, free defined functions. Before that, you have any questions on DML, DDL, TCL, all the things? If your practice miss, definitely you may got some queries. Anyone is practiced at least? But man, there is no answer. No one is practiced. See, till now we completed the concepts DDL. DDL is nothing but a structure we are going to create. And before that, we completed the data types. Data types is going to be define a column which data we are going to store. And after that, DML we completed. And DML in the sense insert, update, delete. Any data has been inserted or updating or deleting. All these three transactions we are going to be perform DMLs. DML is not auto commit. We should perform commit operation explicitly. And DRL we are discussing now. TCL transactional control language we completed and commit rollback save find. These three things we already explained. And DCL grant and revoke. This is the basic of structure SQL query language. On top of this, every concept is important now. So if you remember all these things, then it will be easy for further, or else you cannot follow these classes if you are not properly followed. Okay. Now, any queries we have? I'm giving time means I'm going to start new concept. That concept is not related to whatever we discuss now. Any questions? Okay, I will take it as no. Now we are going to start the concept called free defined functions. This why required free defined functions. So already Oracle has provided some group set of functions like what we can say. You want to add some two numbers. Every time we are going to write add arithmetic operator with that, or multiple numbers you want to add. Then we are going to use the functions. Functions has been provided by Oracle Corporation itself. While deploying the application, they were created already. And we should understand how to utilize those functions. What will be the input parameter? What will be the out? We'll get it. If you know these two things means functions concept, you can understand easily. The focus on why it is using, when we are going to be used, and thing is what are the parameters we need to pass to the function, and third one is result, which one will be the return value. Normally functions are there two types. One is free defined functions and next one is user defined functions. See, all the functions Oracle Corporation itself cannot be provided to us because our requirement may be different. In that case, we have option to create free defined functions. These free defined functions will come under PLSQL section. One of the concept is functions. There we are going to write whatever we required. Those functions we are going to be write into the functions concepts in PL SQL, that is user defined functions. And Oracle has provided already some sort of functions. Those functions we can call as predefined functions. See here, you should understand only logic of how we are going to be used, when we are going to be used, and what are the parameters we are going to be input, and what will be the return value of that. If you know these four things, you will be the number one of using utilization of predefined functions. I'm suggesting, and industry says like predefined functions are useful if you are having knowledge and predefined functions, and maximum write all the predefined functions in a program. That will be helpful for buffer area, in the sense any function we are going to be execute means that will be come into the RAM area. It's a CPU process RAM. From RAM only everything will process. I believe everyone knows. I'm not going to be discuss this thing. Later point of that, I will explain this buffer, all the things. But yeah, at this point, you should remember everything is there processing by CPU means that should be available in the buffer area called RAM. Actually, function will be stored into the ROM, hard disk or SSD. From SSD to RAM I mean network, it should be travel from hard disk to RAM. Then only CPU will catch the information, will execute. But predefined functions you are using means all the things are available in the buffer cache. Means there will be network traversing from hard disk to buffer. It will be reduced. Because of that, you will get the performance wise the best response if you are using predefined functions properly. Okay. And here we can say free functions. There are two categories. One is predefined, I mean user defined. It will come under PLSQL section. And coming to predefined. These predefined functions also we can categorize into two methods. I mean we can categorize into two things. One is single row function, and second one is group by functions. See here, predefined function, there are two categories. One is single row functions means for each record I'm using one function means for each record of table I will get one result. And group by function means one record will get for each set of records. Okay, I will show you example for this one. I'm using predefined functions, small length. Length is a predefined function of ename from EMP. Ename. See, I'm taking employee name length from EMP table. In employee table, we have 15 number of records. 15 rows are available, and this function length function is calling 15 times, and it is going to be written the value of how many characters are there on name. This is my input for this function. I'm giving input as a employee name, and output will be the number of characters of that name, whatever it may be. IU first record was input, and Smith was a second record execution time. It's input. How many characters are there? That will be the result. See here, simple example is length is going to be calculated for each and every employee of number of records in the table. Okay, that means this function is single row function means each and every record it will execute and it will get the result. And coming to group by functions means for each group you will get only one record. Now we can see here 15 records, right? If I write another way of count of employees, I want to know how many employees are there in the each department. DPT number from employee group by. I'm going to be use group by DPT number. DPT number, right? Is wrong here. DPT number invalid identifier. What is wrong?
Spell is wrong.
EPT number right here. Spelling. See here, for each group, we have 10 departments in this employee. For each group, one is null. Let's remove that. Don't consider it. For each department, how many employees are there? Means for each set of records, one group, one record will come. Actually, for this 30 department, we have 6 records, but it is returning only one record, the count. That means it's going to be considered all the records for each group. We will get one set of data. That will be the grouping functions. I hope everyone is understand clarity about row functions. I mean single row functions and group by functions. Now single row functions also we can define in multiple ways. One is string functions, and after that they are number function. And this is nothing but a string number, all are data types. Based on data types, we are categorized. In this kind of categorization, nowhere was written. Just for understanding purpose, I'm segregating now and explaining to you guys. Date functions and miscellaneous. These miscellaneous functions, what are the things? And I will discuss one thing. I hope you understood single row functions and group by functions, right? Now one by one we'll go number functions, all the things. There are more, but I'm taking few of selectively. Means where we are going to use regularly. These functions we are going to be used regularly. Single row functions. First one I'm going to consider absolute. Absolute is a function. ABS we are going to call. Absolute is nothing but everyone. What is absolute? Of any number. If you're clear 10th class, not even 10th class, 7th class means you will come to know absolute of numbers, absolute function. Normally we used to call mod rate, modulus of value, not modulus, exactly absolute. This absolute is going to be take as a function one parameter that will be number. If I pass another other than number means it will throw error because for numbers only absolute value will be available. 5 means it will take as a 5 only. Minus 5 is the second column I'm taking as a minus 5 I'm giving as input. This minus 5 absolute value will be 5, whatever it may be. And minus plus, it's going to be displayed as a positive value. That means absolute functionality. And 0 will be 0 again. Null will be always null. Okay. This absolute function, I will execute and show you the result. Got it? The number is, even though I entered as a minus 5, it became as a 5. Where we are going to use this one? We should understand why we are using this absolute function. If you go for any bank statement or anything, credit and debit, one will be positive, another one will be negative, right? But if you go and see the values, you may find all are positive values. That means how it is happening here. Internally, they are using absolute function and they are going to be converted into plus. But you know the I'm sorry. See, we know that credit means some value is having inside of your account. Debit means something is going to be reduced from your account. That means why we need to display into the positive or a negative. The description itself is showing is the positive or negative. Then values should be enough, right? In that case, we are going to be use absolute function. While displaying time, we don't require any signature means we are going to be use absolute function. This absolute function will take parameter numbers only. Suppose I entered as some characters, it will throw error. We can enter character in between single quotes. See, it is saying like it's going to be converted as a number. but it is not a number. That's the reason we are getting invalid number. Note this point is we should understand what will be the input and what will be the output. If you know that means it will be easy for understanding further writing queries. Next function I'm going to be take as a sign. What is sign means either it's a positive or negative, it's going to be indicates signature of the value. And what exactly I can say, it is a positive value means plus will return. It is a negative value means it will return as a negative. My keyboard is having problem. Okay, I will take this. See, positive sign of 5 means this is a positive value, and sign of 5 minus 5 is a negative one. Sign of 0 will be 0, and I'm taking example for sign of null will be null. There will be no sign for null. Okay, this is going to be giving us value is a positive means positive, plus 1 will return, is a negative means it will return as a minus 1, and the output three values. One is 1, minus 1, 0. Null will be for always null. And what will be the use of this sign value, sign function? Okay, I will take one example here. The values I'm entering 10, 20, 30, minus 15 or 10, minus 90, minus 80, and minus 30. See, in this scenario, values, we are having values of column. This column, I want to know the positive sum and negative sum individually. How we are going to be identifying. You got my point? Here are what I'm expecting. Positive values and negative values should be sum. If I make sum means here I will get as a total value. I don't want like that. Here I will get minus 50 is a total value, but I don't want like this. And positive sum and negative sum. How I can achieve it? Here is six values means I can get it easily. I can go and I can understand that. Normally data will have more than million records. In that case, each and every record we are going through means it will be horrible. You may take 1 week or 1 month of identifying only positive and negative values. In that scenario, what I'm going to be use here function. Function is a sign again here also sign. So positive or negative, correct? Now I will make a filter on this one. I'll take only positive values, sorry, negative values. I can get it sum of this one, right? Sum of negative values is minus 250, 210. I'm selecting positive one. You'll get 60. Sum of positive values and 60. Sum of negative values will be more than 210 it is. So why require this kind of scenario? Suppose you are there in some marketing field, you are selling some products, and meanwhile you are getting some products from other vendors also. I'm selling and buying. I need to pay some amount where I had bought products from vendors, right? And I may get amount from where I sold. This sold information will be positive. I mean, you will get it a value, and whatever you purchase, that amount you need to pay to vendor, right? That will be a negative, right? So identify what are the purchases count, what are the purchases value, uh, what are the expense values. All the things we can identify with small these functions only. So if you are going one by one means you may take 1 month or 1 week or 1 month it may take. But the thing is here, this find function is going to be identify positive or negative by using signature. Is a positive means it will return 1. It's a negative means it will return -1. And 0 means it will be the 0. Based on this, we are going to be identifying. I hope you got a concept of sign function. And square root is a function to identify some mathematical operation. Purely it's a mathematical. Square root is going to be identify the root of any value, whatever we are giving. Square root of 4 means it will be 2. Square root of 0, 0. Square root of 1 will be the 1. And null always will be null. Why I'm taking this null means you should understand null means if you are passing to any function as a null parameter, you may receive the null is a result. Okay. And mod is going to be reminder. We are going to be get the information. Reminder is all our mathematical functions. We can perform by using your calculator also, but why required means I will explain one by one. This mod, I want to insert some random numbers from 1 to 10. 1 to 10 means how we are going to be identify 1 to 10 random numbers. Or else I want to get the only reminders of in two values. I mean dividend and divisor, both values. So based on that, it's a mathematical function. I can say I am not going to be take much time on these things, but it's a reminder we are going to get. 7 first will be 7. I mean 7 out of 4 will be 3. Reminder will be 3, right? And whatever you are performing minus also it will come. -3 also is a reminder. Next, NVL. Okay, NVL is a best function. Normally, any developer without having NVL knowledge, you may not work with SQL. NVL is nothing but function is going to be convert null values to some default values. 1, 2, 2, 3, 4, 3. See, just example I given here 1. It will take 2 parameters. First parameter is null means it will return second parameter as a 2. In case second parameter also null means it will return null only. There will be no change. Okay. Here I am taking null. You will get result as a 2. Previously it was 1, right? Now we are getting 2. Means NVL function will consider two things. One is 2 parameters. First parameter is null. Oh, I'm sorry. See, first parameter will be null. Means it will return second parameter. We'll explain pseudocode of this one, how it is going to be work. It will take 2 parameters, right? Function. If first parameter is null, then return second parameter. Else first parameter will return. Means here first parameter is null, and where we are going to use means I will show you coming to our employee table back. See here there is a commission column is null, right? If it is a commission is null, I want to give it. I mean I want to display as 200 is a default commission. How we can achieve? Got it my point? This my scenario is if commission is null means I want to display as 200 is commission for all the null commissioned employees. How we can do? Select. I'm going to take few columns in name, hire date, salary, commission, and one more function I'm calling NVL of. NVL is a function. It's going to be handling with nulls. What I'm going to be pass first parameter is commission. Commission means if it is a null means I want to make it as a 200. This one will result u. If it is a null means here null, right? You are getting 200 as a default. It is a 1400 is there in this case. In the case of Martin employee, we are having 1400 is the commission. This commission is same, means it's not going to be changed commission value of existing information. But wherever commission is null, it's become as 200 as a default value. See, the commission is null here. This guy 200 is a become, and Smith also there is no commission. You got as 200 as a commission by default. These kind of functions will helpful for handling null values. Wherever null is coming, remember that NVL is required. I want to perform null plus commission plus salary. I want to display total salary. Salary in the sense, total salary in the sense, commission salary plus commission, both right as a total salary. Correct? Total salary is nothing but a salary plus commission. Now I'm going to be display this information. You may find there is a mess up here. See, total salary is coming null, even though he has a salary of 800, correct? So any arithmetical operations we are performing with null columns, null value columns, you will get result as a null. So in that scenario also we are going to be use NVL. Here what I'm going to try to do here, NVL of commission is null means I want to make it as a 0, or else total salary will not display for those guys who are having commission null. In this case, see here, you are getting total salary, right? Means commission is not there in the sense he should get his salary, right? Total salary shouldn't nothing but both salary and commission. Commission is null means you are becoming null means you that person may not get any salary. So that is a wrong approach. To handle that kind of scenarios also we are going to be use the function called NVL. NVL is nothing but is wherever arithmetical operations are going, there we are going to be convert into 0 or some other value. That will be helpful for understanding to make a arithmetical operation with nulls. We are going to convert by using NVL. Okay, next function will be power. Power is a function simply 2 power 5, 3 power 5. This is no need of explanation, I believe. An exponential value e power x, e power 2, something is there right in the mathematical theory. And this one also is same only log value, logarithm value, log 10 base 10, all the things. This one also log 10 base value something. Same logarithm values. No need. I mean, we need to concentrate on only which one we are going to use. If you are okay with learning these things, means that will be good. And seal, floor, and rounding. These three things we should learn thoroughly. Where we are going to use seal, and I will discuss now. Seal is a function. Normally, ceiling fan we used to call ceiling fan, right? Ceiling in the sense it will be above value in the upper. Okay, floor will be where we are going to be walk. So floor. Any value is going that is suppose this is the value 10.9. 10.9 is a decimal. I want to display in the only in the form of digits. Then we are going to use this seal functions. Seal is nothing but if it is reaching to just started to 10.1 also it will go and it will make it as a rounding value, not rounding. It will make it as a ceiling value as 11. Upper value it will always consider ceiling. And coming to, I will explain this one first, then we'll go for floor. 5 here, 5 means this not cross the 5 means 5 digit is not crossed. So you are getting 5. It is crossed even though if it is 0.1 also 0.001 also. This one also will consider as 11. Means something is crossed from 5 digit onwards. You will get as a next value. See, 6. Okay, this is ceiling value. And floor value means always it will be rounded to, no, sorry, again I'm saying rounded is not rounding. So flooring to current value. Even though it is there 10.99, 10.99, also it will be floor will be 10. It's not reached, it will be floor value of 10.999 equal to 10. So flooring and ceiling and all where we are going to be used in the sense if you are going to do any trading or market uh, marketing, I mean in the sense share market, all the things. Fund managers are there. Those guys are going to be making either is a floor or seal values. Floor in the sense whenever they are going to be bankers, people need to be pay means they will go for floor value. Okay, if your bank is going to be taking money from loan, I mean loan who are taking loan from bank, they has to pay means in that scenario those guys going to be take as a seal values. Any decimal values are there means they are going to be converted as a seal value. If bank need to be paid to any person means that time they are going to make it as a floor values. Floor is nothing but whenever bank is trying to minimize their expenses. I mean, whenever they are getting money means they are going to be make huge amount. Even 0.001 also it's going to be huge amount for the banking system. Okay, there may be some n number of transactions. Right? Out of that, even 0.01 also it's going to be become huge value for bankers. In that scenario, they are going to be where bank always they will look for their profit. If it is paying to someone else means definitely they will go with floor value. If they are getting money from some other persons means they are going with seal functions. So this is a logic bank people will happen. I mean, few banks will go with the rounding functions also, but normally they will go with this seal and floor functions. Seal is nothing but it's going to be give the highest value. Even though it is started, I mean 5.001 also we are going to be get as a 6. And floor is nothing but even though you are there at 5.999 also, the value will get as a 5. Floor and seal. Okay, next function will be round. The rounding function is important. Here we need to spend more time actually. Sorry. And round is an important function. We should go with different approaches here. Round is nothing but see if you go for any line I'm going to take here line I'm going to take 10, 10.1, get till 11. Okay, this is line. Assume that this is one line. The value is coming less than 5, less than 5. That means round will happen. It will go to 10. And the same scenario, if it is reach to 5 or more than that, the point decimal is reaching to 5 or more than that means it will go for 11. The rounding will happen like this. I believe everyone knows this concept. Insert line shape. See, assume that this is the line. If it is reaching to here 10.5 or more than that means it will become rounding value as 11. Next value will be the result. And it's not reached to less than, I mean, not reached to 5 means or less than 5, then it will reach to 10 is a rounding process. The same thing will happen into the rounding method. This function internally it's going to be work like this only. Okay. First we'll go with one by one. It may take more time actually. Should understand thoroughly what is rounding under. 123.5 means it's raised to 5, right? So it is going to be rounding value is raised to 124. Assume that here the value is 120, 123, 123.1, 2 like this. Raised to 5 are equal to means it will go for 124. And it's not reached to 5 or it's not reached to 5 means it will go for 123 flooring value. So if you understand this concept, if this is the floor ceiling value, this is ceiling value, this is floor value, right? If it is reached, rounding will happen based on these two only, ceiling and floor. If it is reached to 5 means or more than that, it will go for ceiling value. If it is not reached to 5 means it will go for floor value. The same thing here. I'm going to be use one more thing. 4, 5 will be the value. What will be the value? It's not reached to 4, right? I mean, it's not reached to 5. It's 123 only. Don't consider here it is a 5 is available. But whatever is there, we are looking for rounding decimals will be 0. Okay. This decimal is start from dot onwards, right? This dot onwards, which first digit is 4. It's not reached to 5 means it will consider only 123. Okay. If it is reached to 5 means it will go for 120. Even though here 5 is there, it will consider it is 123 only. Now, 4, 5. Rounding should happen for digits. It will happen for decimals also. Now we are discussing about decimals rounding. Decimals rounding, I require two decimals. You may have n number of decimals, but out of that you may require only two decimals. Means we need to pass the second parameter, how many decimals we required in the result set. Previously we were not given any second parameter. By default it will take, there will be no decimals. Okay. We need a decimals means we should explicitly mention that how many decimals we required. The decimal number I'm going to be giving here 2. See, in this case, what will happen? Rounding will be two decimals, it will be displayed. Finally, the result will be displayed two decimals, right? But here, third decimal is starting is 9, is more than 5, right? Definitely, it's a more than 5. That's the reason it is going to be become. It will add to one digit to previous value. 5 is there right now. We are going to be add plus 1 for 5. It will be 123.46 is the value. It is more than 5 means it will add, or else it will not add. That is a 4, 6. The same thing I'm going to be take. Same thing I'm going to be take here, and value will be I mention as a 4. This time we are going to be get as a 4, 5 is a value. Rounding value is 4, 5. Rounding value will be 4, 5 because it's not reached to 5. Okay. This rounding values and all you people may be understand thoroughly. The reason is in the mathematics, everywhere you can see this rounding method mechanism. But how internally it is doing means you should understand here. And next question is select round off some value from dual again. Dual is dummy table yesterday we discussed, remember? See, I'm going to use minus rounding. Will it work here? I need an answer from you guys seriously. Will it work or not? Anyone can answer? Anyone? No?
Yes,
Will it work or not? First question.
it work.
Any other? Any other person is ready to say answer? Okay, work. How it will work? It will work. It's going to be rounding for -2 levels. See, dot is going to be identified as a positive or negative. Second parameter we mentioned positive means from dot onwards it's going to be considered how many decimals we require. If I entered minus value in this place means how many digits is going to be rounding here. So we can see is 100 roundings. 100 roundings is nothing but the same logic again it will be. The value will get it as a 100 for this. 123, right? See, two decimals. I mean, till here 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3 dot some 459 something is there. Here decimals I'm not at all considering now because it's a negative index. First 1, 2. These two will be 0, will become 0. Okay. After that, this 2 value is there, right? Before 1, there is a 2. In case it is a 5 means it will go for 200. It will add to previous one digit. Now I will execute this one. It will become as 200. Means 100 roundings, 10 roundings, 100 roundings, 1000 roundings will happen with negative indicator. If I enter one value means it will be the 10 roundings. 153 means it's not reached to 160, it will be 150. Okay. So 100 roundings. I'm going to be used 2 days, two things. This will be the 100 roundings. Here 153. It's more than half of the time. I mean, from 100 to 200, this reached 153 means more than half, right? Then you will get is a 200 is a ceiling value. In case three decimals, three means 1000 rounding. This 1000 rounding will go for 0 because it's not reached to 500. Half of the place, half of the benchmark is not reached. So we are getting 0. I hope you are clear on this rounding. Got it? If you are clear means I will go for next function. Select trunk. Rounding and trunk both are similar. Both functions are same, except the logic. Whatever I explain this place here. So reach to 5 or more than 5 means it will go for seal value. But here floor means floor value will get it. But the thing is here truncate function is going to be give only. It will trim that till there it will trim. See here I'm going to be execute. It's not going to be consider rounding. It's reached to 5 or not. It will not consider it. Whatever value is there, that value will display. Here, two decimals, 234, 123.2345 is the number. I'm required two decimals. Decimals means here 4 is there. Third place 4 is there. Means it will be 23. Even though it's a rounding also 23. See, the third column we are having 5 is reached to right. But in case of rounding, it will be 2 4. But here also here we can see the 2 3. I will show you the example of differentiate between these two. Instead of trunk, I'm taking round. Round is the function we discussed now. There is a small difference I want to show you in this. Here we are getting trunk is getting 2 3, but round is giving 2 4. Round is going to be identified next digit. What is the value of that? Is reached to 5 or more than that means it will add one value to previous digit. Okay. Here trunk is not going to be identified as a more than 5 or not. It's not going to be look how many decimals are required out of this number. Till there it will is going to be trim and it will give the value. That's it. It's not going to be considered is the raised to 5 or more than that. Okay. This is the point here. There is a small difference between trunk and round. Except this difference, everything is same. We can go for rounding. Negative also you will get trunk. It will work for negative. Okay, -1. -1 means it is not going to be considered whatever it is there. The for -11 digit what is 3 is there. It will become 3 as a 0, and remaining value it is not going to be add anything to that. 2, 5. See here, 150 is the value. You should understand how many parameters we need to pass and what are the values and what will be the result also you should estimate it. Then only you can understand properly these functions. If you know these functions, you can write n number of queries. Okay, this trunk round functions will come in date functions also. We discussed right how many functions we have. String functions, number functions, date functions, and miscellaneous. See, this round and trunk will come under date functions also. And greatest is nothing but what is the value is a greatest value out of this list. Greatest is going to be take n number of parameters. Out of those parameters, which one is the highest value? That one only will return. Okay, here -1 is the greatest value out compare with other two, and one is here it is a 3 is the highest value compare with other two things. Okay, with this greatest, I will go with one example. Okay, there is employee information of students, student ID, his marks, math, physics, chemistry. These are the subject. How many marks are there? Student number 1, he got a 50, 45, 60. And student number 2 is there. He got 87, 90, 95. See, any person, any student, which subject he got highest marks? The lecturer wants to know, or teacher wants to know, person who got highest marks in which subject. So student ID 1, I mean one person, which subject he got highest marks? You want to know. How you can identify that? This is the one. What are the highest marks in the out of 3 subjects you want to know? This person have maximum marks in which where we are having 50 is max, no, 60 is the maximum marks. Here if we go here 95 is the maximum marks. And third person is there 90, 40, 80. Now highest marks will be 90 of this guy, right? In which subject he got maximum is I am going to be considered those list I need required. In that case, how we are going to write a functions and all. This data I'm going to be insert into the table first. I will create a table with this create table stu marks. Okay, SID is a number I'm going to take. After that, mass also is a number. 6 is a number, and chemistry is a number. Just I'm taking this information. Just I want to understand the create table. Okay, the student marks table is created. I'm inserting same data into my insert into student marks values 1. First record is inserting. One row is inserted now. You have 2 minutes stopped. And third record. See, normally people will expect any on which subject you got the highest marks. You want to know means then this kind of functions will help. So instead of searching one by one, this function will give the proper information immediately, right? Third student. Don't assume only numbers. We can see anything. The greatest. Three records inserted. Select star from student marks. Right. This information we inserted now. I required additional column on which subject you got highest marks. Okay. SID maths, physics, chemistry, and highest marks. How I'm going to use? I'm going to use function greatest. I'm going to pass these three columns to input. These three columns as input to this function. Yes. This is alias name. No worries. This one alias name I'm displaying. Here you got a 60 is highest marks, right? In this case, 95 is highest marks. Here third student case, 90 is highest marks. Okay. This is about the greatest function and least also similar. Opposite of greatest. Where you got a least marks in this score. Can see 45, 87, 40, right? Collides we'll discuss tomorrow. Okay. We'll discuss tomorrow this collapse function and remaining string functions. I hope everyone is clear about these functions. Can stop here. Tomorrow we'll discuss, not tomorrow in the sense Monday. Tomorrow there will be leave. Okay, guys, anything else? Any questions on this class?